Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Life After the Whistle. I know it's been about 2.5 weeks since I did my last episode of Life After the Whistle. I've been busy with Unfiltered Sports on the OG Network Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it's just been a busy past 2.5 weeks. I've been putting together some dominant basketball teams. We got the Delaware Dogs men's basketball team. We got the Delaware Lady Dogs. We're in the works of starting our junior dogs as well. We have our Junior Dog Foundation, which is a 501c3 organization. And then we got our Delaware Pit Bulls, which is the development team to the Delaware Dogs. And so, pretty much yes, it's been a busy week, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. It's been busy. But recently, throughout sports, throughout just life in general, we've come across multiple cases of someone struggling with mental health. And it's important that you just check in with your loved ones. And I say that because, you know, we're we're so focused on living in a day and just living in the moment, and we really don't check in with our loved ones as often as we supposed to. Thank you to everyone for tuning in the chat. How's it going, Don? But yes, please continue to check in with your loved ones. Continue to reach out to them. Their life is too short for you to even turn around and just not even live life to the fullest. We struggle day in and day out with many problems, many issues, anything, right? And it's just we gotta find someone that we can reach out to, that we can talk to, right? One of the biggest things that I've seen in society in this world today is how men struggle to talk about what's going on up here. I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back to hear. Men struggle to talk about what's going on up here. Their mental health. They like some men are just scared to show emotions because they're going to be judged for what comes out of their mouth. Now, in recent sports news, we saw that an NBA player struggled with mental health and said nothing about it until a couple days ago. One of the biggest things that he said in his video is that his own teammate LeBron James laughed at him because someone in his family died. Crazy. That's supposed to be your teammate, someone that has your back, someone that you can confide in, and he just laughed at you because you lost a loved one. Like, what? Like, that's sad. Very sad. Do you like Greece? I mean, I've never been to Greece before, so I can't really answer that question for you. Uh, but just knowing, like, when we talk about mental health and we talk about how it's important for people to speak up. See, one of the things that I've learned, right, is that when you find someone that you can confide in, someone that you can talk to and just say, "Listen, man, I'm struggling. I I just need someone to listen, or I need some advice." That's someone you trust with everything that's going on up here. When you say mental health and talk about it, do you really mean it? Are you prepared for the answer? I really do mean it. And that is a great question, Don. And I don't know who you are, but thank you, thank you for asking that question, because a lot of people are not prepared to just talk about it and listen. I really mean it. Like I really mean it when someone needs somebody to confide into and to talk to, because at the end of the day, if I'm struggling with something and I need to talk about it, I need to pour it out. If that means that I got to cry and cry and cry just to let it out, I got to talk it out and I got to let it out. I'll give you a prime example. I was, I want to say 17, 18, and it's true. Like crying, sometimes it doesn't help in the moment, but it will help. It helps for me down the road. But I was freshly turned 18, and I got into an argument with a Marine guy who was my youth pastor, not youth pastor, but young adult pastor. And I got talking with him, and an incident happened or whatnot, and we ended up just going back and forth, exchanging words with each other. And after everything was said and done, the young adult Bible study and everything was over. We sat at that church until almost 2 o'clock in the morning, talking it out, just letting it out. And after that incident happened where we almost threw hands with each other, it was like that never even happened. Like that never even mattered. Like I can go to him for about anything. He was the person that actually picked me up, took me to college. He was the person that actually, like, if I really needed to talk, he was there to listen and really help me out. But again, talking it helps. It's like, to me, it's like the first step. Like you got to be able to acknowledge what's going on. You got to be able to spit that out. You really got to be able to dig deep into your inner self and let that out, right? Because if you bottle it up and you continue to bottle it up, and it's just going to, just think about what happens when you put that Mentos inside the Coke bottle and then you put the top on it, right? It's just going to explode. It's just going to shoot up and explode, right? And that's what happens when you put all your problems into the bottle and you bottle it up and you bottle it up and you bottle it up and then you shake it up and you put the cap on, and then it's just going to explode, right? And you don't want that explosion to happen, because you can have a good person who's just joking around with you and say something that triggers you, and then that explosion happens, and now you just lash out on somebody that's really good to you, really close to you. Then what, you know? Let's see what you said here. It says, it's good to hear you have solid people around you, man, but I don't believe this is the platform for this. Bottle it up, brother. Hey, it's okay. It is okay. But we have platforms to speak up about something that's near and dear to us. I'm a sports enthusiast. I own my own basketball teams. Mental health is something that's near and dear to me, because I have people within my own organization for all my basketball teams, including my staff members, that struggle with mental health. What's going on, OG? And like I said, they struggle with that mental health. They battle with depression. They battle with anxiety. They battle with bipolar disorders. But we got to put the word out there, because we need men to start speaking up about their feelings. You're not supposed to bottle it up. It's okay. It's okay. Don't think you're ready, man. Most default answer, I'm sorry. I mean, that's your opinion, though, Don, right? And we got to respect each other's opinions. And one of the things that I'm here to say is that it's okay for us to disagree. We don't have to agree about everything, right? Because if we agreed about everything, that means that you're a yes man or I'm a yes man or whatever. And that's not how it's supposed to be. It's okay for us to agree to disagree on certain topics. And that's just, it is what it is. But I'm here to say that, like, I'm big on mental health, right? As a veteran, I see people struggle in the military with mental health, and it's challenging because as a leader in the military, you have to know how to help that soldier and how to get them the help that they need. And that's just not in the military, it's in your everyday life as well. It's not just men that struggle with mental health, but women as well. And everyone needs to speak up and speak out about what's going on in their life. There are some cruel people that live in this world that will laugh at you, that will clown you for speaking about your emotions and what's really going on. But some of those people that are clowning you are going through the same exact thing, and they don't want to speak up about it. And they don't want to speak up about it. And then what happens? You get that one person who didn't speak up about it, that bottle up their emotions, and then they take their own life. And then what? You live with that guilt for the rest of your life. But you get some people that got the audacity to post on social media laughing at people who express their emotions, that laugh at people for coming out and saying, I'm struggling with mental health. I have a problem. To all my brothers and sisters out there that speak up about their mental health, that seek the help that they need, I'll be the first one to tell you that I'm proud of you for speaking up. Because at the end of the day, your life means more than what anyone has to say about you. Your life matters. And see, the thing is, though, right, is that someone just needs that one person that they can lean on, that shoulder that they can cry on, someone that can listen to them, and someone that can say, yo, I'm proud of you. Because many people have grown up without parents in their lives. They grown up through the struggle. They didn't know where their next meal was going to come from. They didn't know what they want to eat. They didn't even know if they were going to have enough money to put food on the table or even pay their bills to keep the lights on or whatever. People really struggle. People really go through the struggle. I remember days where we had to find a way to make a meal that was going to last for everybody in the house until we can get food in the house again. I remember those days where I would take a slice of bread and put syrup on the bread, and sometimes I would even put hot sauce on it just to give it a little bit of taste as well. But that was my meal. And not saying that I had to eat that, but I chose to eat that to make sure that it was enough food in the house for everyone, or until we can get some food and I eat it as a snack or whatever it may be. But I remember you got those canned raviolis, you got tuna fish, you got cereal, you got pizza, whatever it may be, but you had to make it last because of the amount of people in the household that had to eat. We don't say living in the hood, but we say living in the struggle, and living in the struggle was hard. But see, when people live in a struggle and they get an opportunity and make it out the struggle, they go back to those people that are still living in the struggle and they give back. Because we don't want to see those people that's living in a struggle continue to live in the struggle. But people got to take that opportunity and they got to seize the moment as well. But to go back to what I originally was talking about is that basketball player spoke up and had the courage and decency to speak up about his mental health and the struggle that he was facing. And how that man was catching a bus every day to the gym for practice. And then will walk a mile from the bus stop to the gym just to be there on time. And people laughing at him. People laughing. But see, the thing is that a lot of people, they only judge you for what's on the outside. They don't even know what's in the inside. They don't know your heart. They don't know who you truly are. They don't know where you came from or what you're about. But what they see is on the outside. How you dress, what you smell like, what your hair look like, what kind of shoes you got on your feet, what kind of clothes you got on, the materialistic stuff. But somebody can go and play a game of basketball with a $15 pair of sneakers on their feet and probably be the best damn player on that court. But because he got a $15 pair of Shaqs on his feet or a $15 pair of Stephon Marbury's on his feet, people want to laugh at him. Some of the best basketball players in the game today struggled. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Him and his brother had to share a pair of basketball shoes when they were growing up because they just didn't have it. When we look at VJ Edgecombe, he struggled growing up. But look at him now for the Philadelphia 76ers. He's fantastic. And he's doing good. But he's supporting his family now because they supported him in his dream growing up. I'm good. All is well over here. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some days where just, some days are just a lot heavier than others. But I'm passionate about trying to help people that struggle with mental health. And the reason being is because I seen somebody with my own eyes post on social media and laugh at another person for struggling with mental health. Because that person came out and talked about something that was on their mind. Talking about they just making up excuses and how they need to grow up. You got the audacity to put on there that they need to grow up and that they're making excuses because they're a 40-plus-year-old man. How about you grow the hell up and stop making these posts on social media and hiding behind social media? Because at the end of the day, that man had more courage to speak up and out about what was going on in his head than you ever will have. And the fact is that if you're going to laugh at someone's downfall because they're struggling here, you're a coward. You are a coward. You're just a social media warrior. And you don't get no respect at all. And it's crazy because a lot of people, and I can't really speak for different cultures or whatnot, but a lot of people struggle with mental health. A lot of minority people struggle with mental health. And yes, that man is a minority man who struggled with his mental health. He spoke up about it. I remember sitting in the church one day, and this was after I got done eating some ice cream, and we were having like a little get together at this church, and this lady was speaking, and she was telling her story. And one of the things that stuck out to me was that her husband was a veteran. He was struggling with mental health and wasn't getting the support from the VA like he needed to. And long story short, he ended up committing suicide in his car. And so this widow took it upon herself to start a nonprofit organization that is to support veterans who are struggling with mental health. But what people fail to realize is that when we look at statistics for veterans and mental health, it's about 22 soldiers a day who commit suicide. I had a really good friend that was close to me who was also in the military, took his own life. He took his own life, left his wife and kids behind. And y'all want to laugh about people who struggle with mental health on social media? Like it's all fun and games? I had a guy that I served with in the same company who just got back from a deployment who took his own life. And y'all want to sit there and laugh and clown people about their mental health. What's funny about that? Yeah, people fight demons every single day, but everybody's demons are different. You can't compare your demons to the demons that I face, and I can't compare my demons to the demons that he face or she face. Why? Because we each fight our own battles. But it's how we get up every single day and how we fight those battles and how we handle them that makes us stronger. It's who we put our hope and our trust in. I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ, and I know that Jesus is my Lord and Savior. And I know that when I put my battles to Him, He's going to take care of it. Don, nobody's laughing, not comparing, lost felt a few as well. If you've been to war, you should understand what people are capable of. I'm not saying you, Don, at all, but there was someone who posted on social media earlier today, laughing at another person who voiced their mental health concerns out on like laughed at them out on social media or whatever and just was out in them, and it was crazy. So yeah, it was very, very frustrating to me. It really pissed me off a lot, Don. And Ben Lacey, you asked a question, and you said, how do you change the mindset? And that is a great question right there, Ben. um, it's challenging, really challenging. How do you change their mindset? I don't know. Um, it's really up to their heart, their personal self. They need to reflect on themselves, and they really need to think about what they say before they speak on it, right? Because there's a movie that I was watching, or not even watching, but there was clips of a movie I was looking at on TikTok, and these guys were acting tough. Now this dude comes in and uses different I think it was called Life of a King or something like that. But it got Robert Gooding Jr. in it, and he was playing a janitor at one point, and he's teaching these kids chess or whatnot. But like these kids are acting tough and whatnot, and he's like trying to change their mindset on life or whatnot. But see, here is like they need to hit rock bottom in order for them to change their own mindset. Because again, you're laughing at another person for fighting demons, for talking about their own demons. Like, what would you do, Ben Lacey? What would you do for someone that is struggling their demons, right? Because one thing that we preach, right, is I am my brother's keeper. One thing we preach is I am the one to watch. When we talk about I am my brother's keeper, we don't let them go to war and fight that battle alone. And I'm not physically talking about they going to war overseas or nothing like that, but I'm talking about the war that they fighting with their own minds, the demons that they're fighting against. If we are truly their brother's keeper, we're gonna be there for them no matter what. And we don't just turn our backs on somebody because they spoke up and spoke out about something that may have pissed you off or whatever it may be. No, we don't do that kind of stuff. If you really care about your brother and you really mean it, what are you going to do? You're going to sit there, you're going to talk it out, and you're going to listen to them. And you're going to see where you can meet them at. And you meet them where they're at. What can you do about it? Tank it, feed it on, even then move on. Internet is a cesspool, though. Lawless dog eat dog, because we're not really connected, or there's a level missing. And what I feel like is that we that's I think that second part where you said there's a level missing, I really agree with that, that there is a level to this that is missing. And when we say that there's a level to this missing, right, is that you speak out about it, you have someone there to kind of listen to you or whatever, but then where do you go from there? Like, if I'm that person that's listening and I'm trying to get you the resources, like, where do we go from there? How can I help elevate you from where you're at in that down depressed season in your life to get you up here? See, it's interesting too, because like there's chaplains that I've talked to that will call me, hey, I'm thinking about you. The last time we talked, I know you were struggling with something. Hey, I care about you. Let me pray for you real fast. You were on my mind. But then what? Like, how can we elevate someone? How can we get them from where they're at, meet them where they're at, be their brother's keeper, be their sister's keeper, whatever you want to call it, and take them to that next level and elevate them, right? Because at the end of the day, people need help. We need help. We need that support. And then when we go out there to try to get the support, it's not always easy to get that support and the resources that we need. You got to go through all these hoops and loops in order to get the resources that you need to be better. And it's like, man, I remember there was a time in my life where I was just feeling all this pain in my chest and it was just hurting. And I know 2 times at work I went down, like really went down. Like I was serving at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I hit the table, and I was leaned over the table, and what they do, he sent me home early, had an ambulance meet me at my house, and the dude was like, "You need to find a positive stress reliever. You had an anxiety attack." I was working at a bank, and I'm helping customers, and I got this stabbing feeling in my chest, and I fall down, and like boom, they get the ambulance there, send me to the hospital, hook me up, and you had an anxiety attack. You need a positive stress reliever. And it was the craziest thing in the world that the same EMT that met me at my house was the same one that picked me up at the bank and told me the same thing. And what did I start to do? I started going to the gym. I started working out. I started, um, playing basketball and just shooting hoops, going on hikes, taking pictures, different things like that. And that was my positive stress reliever. It was something I enjoyed doing. And then it was like, man, I feel good about this. I'm in nature, doing good things or whatnot. And I'm like, I'm lifting weights, I'm working out, I'm taking my stress out in the most positive way possible. And it helped me go by old standards, protect women, children, and the old and weak. Don't believe in any gods other than the mind. So, been stuck for a long time. Hey, and you have every right to believe in what you believe in. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and so that's what I go by. One of my favorite Bible verses. It tells us Jesus answered, "I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me." Also in John, and that's John 14:6. You go to John 1:1, it tells you, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word is God." I mean, like those are some of my favorite Bible verses, right? Then you look at, John 3:16 and 17. It's, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever shall believe in him shall not perish but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son in the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him." But that's just my personal belief. I have every right to believe that, unless like I said, you have every right to believe in what you believe in. And again, like I stated earlier, there's things that we're going to agree on, there's things that we're going to disagree on, and that's okay. It's okay for us to agree to disagree. And like I said, I'm just coming on here to just shed some light that, those cowards that are getting on social media, laughing at people, posting about how um, people are making excuses, and that um, you 40 plus and you shouldn't have no issues with mental health and all this other stuff. Like, no, all because you got to a certain age don't mean that you stop struggling with mental health. People struggle with mental health every single day. In point in case, just the other day, April 23rd to be exact, there was a pro football player born in 1998, I believe it was. But he was, or no, not 1998, 1991, I believe, or 89, something like that. But he was 35 years old. He was 35 years old. And JJ Watt posted, "We're losing way too many, way too young. Rest in peace, Josh." And just from that little clip of that football player losing his life, it leads me to believe that he might have took his own life. But I could be wrong. There was no information put out to the cause of his death. But Dallas Cowboys had a football player who played one game in the NFL, sent a message to his family and said he was taking his life and took his own life. But it's not okay to fight demons every single day. It's not okay to talk about it. I would rather someone talk about it and we sit on the phone for hours than someone laugh about it on social media and be a coward about it. That's the sad part. They're a coward. Not a real man. They're not a real man for that. They're a coward. It's called political cyber warfare. Personally, I wouldn't share on the internet, but I still do it knowing the consequences. Hey, and that's okay, right? You have a platform that you are free to use to share whatever you want on it. Use your platform to speak up about stuff that is near and dear to you, Don. Use your platform to speak up about what you feel passionate about. I'm passionate about mental health. Why? Because I've known people who struggle with it. I've lost people to mental health illnesses, right? I've lost people to this stuff. And it just sits near and dear to me. And that's why I'm doing everything within my organization that I own to support mental health awareness. Eventually, you even laugh about it yourself, like soldiers or police joke around about pretty brutal stuff as a way to cope. And that is true. That is a way for some people to cope, but not everybody copes like that. And some people joke about it. Some people, they just sit in silence. And when I became a leader in the military, one of the hardest things I had to learn is how to build relationships with all of my soldiers, because each and every one of them learned a different way. Some of them were visual learners, some of them were audio learners, some of them were hands-on learners. But they each learned a different way, and I had to learn how to teach what the information I needed to get to them in different ways. I had to know who they truly were outside of the military. Because if something was to happen to them while they were on duty, I need to know, hey, who do you hang out with? Who can I call? Who can I get information to for the police if I have to get a report or whatever it may be? I need to know every little detail about you. And that was one of the best things, even though it's one of the hardest things, one of the best things that I was good at was building personal relationships with my soldiers so that way they knew who I was and I know who they were. And it's simple, very simple. But I applaud everyone that I uh I applaud everyone that speaks up and speaks out about their mental health or whatnot, because it it shows strength, it shows courage, it shows that you want to get the help that you need and deserve. And people that are cowards that want to laugh at y'all because y'all speak up about your mental health, you speak up and speak out about the struggles, so be it. Let them laugh, because at the end of the day, you're going to get the last laugh, because we know that they're struggling with something probably just as hard as you are, and the only thing they can do is laugh. They don't have the courage to dig down deep and talk about what's truly going on with them, because they're afraid that someone's going to laugh at them. And so what do? They go out and they laugh at other people. So keep your head up, keep speaking up, keep speaking out. You're not alone in this fight. You're not alone in this battle. See, there's more to life than just games. There's more to life than the job that you got. There's more to life than the school that you're with. I highly encourage everyone, if they got the opportunity to travel, travel. It is so relaxing. It is so much fun. There's more to this world than what you see that's in front of you every single day. I personally been to Germany, Austria, Liechtenstein, Switzerland, France, Macedonia. I've traveled places. I know personally firsthand. I've been to the Eiffel Tower myself. I've had escargot in France. I had duck in Germany. I've been to the first ever concentration camp in Germany. There's a lot out there. You meet new people, you try new things. Support those small businesses out there. Support those small businesses that are out there, because those are the ones that truly put in the hard work and the effort and truly care about the customer service and who you are as a person. I've been to the FIFA headquarters. I've been to the FIFA headquarters and played a soccer game out there. Rather put money in people, the little I got. Hey, and that's a good thing. You're supporting people, right? You know, it really means a lot when you support people. What's going on out the pit? You know, like I said, it just, if you pour into people while they're out there, think about this, right? I own a small business, and it's made up of a basketball team for men, made up of a basketball team for women, soon to be a basketball team for kids as well. But that's my small business that I own personally. I put my own money into that. I go out every day and try to find sponsors. I get help from other people to help me try to find sponsors to support my basketball teams, so that way we can travel to games, so we can have home games, so we can put food in the arenas, so we can put water in arenas and different things like that. But again, one of the biggest things is that it's stressful. And that stress goes back to your mental health. Back to what I was talking about earlier. We fight different battles every single day. And those cowards that want to get on social media and laugh at people for the mental health that they struggle with, for the stress that they go through, for the demons that they fight every single day. They laugh at y'all. They laugh at us. because we speaking up about something. Oh, but you 30 years old, you ain't got no mental health struggles, you young. Oh, but you 40 plus, you shouldn't be worried about that kind of stuff. Yeah, you keep saying that. What do we do, man? Blast them? I'm not shooting nobody, and I hope that's not what you're trying to get at. But I'm gonna put them on blast because people need to know that they cowards. Oh yeah, I'm gonna blast them with words. Yeah, exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put them on blast for everyone to see. I'm gonna call them out and make it known. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it known. I want other people to know that that person is less of a man for doing what that person did. That person needs more help than the person speaking up and out about what's truly going on in their life at that season that they're in. But people got the audacity to laugh at you because you're struggling. The audacity to laugh at you because you got something going on up here. The audacity to laugh at you because you're speaking out about it. The audacity to laugh at you because the generation in the world that we live in today, where society says that it's not okay for men to speak up and speak out about what's going on in their minds. But see, mental health is just not an issue that we face as teenagers, as young adults, as adults, but it's something that kids face as well. Go look up the stats. It's out there. It's easily accessible for you to gain the information. But it is sad to know that kids struggle with mental health illnesses. Teenagers struggle with mental health illnesses. Young adults struggle with mental health illnesses. Even adults struggle with mental health illnesses. But we need each other. We need to stick it out because all we got is each other. And it's simple. But I'm going to end it here today for you guys. And I'm going to pick up tomorrow on Unfiltered Sports. We're going to talk more about mental health and sports and some resources and different things that I can find. I'm going to bring to the table tomorrow as well. And so I really appreciate you guys for tuning in to Life After the Whistle. Don, I really appreciate you from being here from the start. Again, I really don't know who you are, but it was great having this conversation with you because you bring a different perspective that I might not have seen. And so, again, I appreciate that perspective. I appreciate your thought process. I really hope that you can tune in more to some of these episodes of Life After the Whistle, even tune into Unfiltered Sports as well tomorrow and bring a different perspective as well. I'm open to that stuff. So, again, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you all, and I hope you have a blessed and great night. And until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe, and I wish you the best of luck as well, Don.